All right, let's dive into hydropower today.
Yeah.
We're going to help get you prepped for a hydropower technician interview.
Sounds good.
We've got some real awesome resources today from RoleCatcher
Absolutely.
of their career guide and interview guide.
Yeah, these are really, really useful guides.
We're not just going to memorize answers, though.
Right.
We're going to try and understand what these interviewers are really looking for so you can show off what you know.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it?
You got to show your passion.
It's not just about what's on the paper.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about conveying that.
So let's get started with the basics.
Sure.
What does a hydropower technician actually do?
Yeah, what do they do?
The career guide breaks it down really well.
It does.
What do you think are some of the key takeaways there?
Well, you can see that this is a very hands-on role.
Okay.
You're going to be installing, maintaining, inspecting all of the systems
Wow.
in a hydropower plant.
The turbines, generators, all that stuff.
Everything, the whole shebang.
So you're really working with the engineers
Yeah, closely.
to keep everything running smoothly.
Yeah, you're troubleshooting problems. You're making sure those turbines are humming along. Oh, I like that. Generating all that clean energy.
Keeping the lights on.
That's right.
Sounds like a pretty important job.
Absolutely.
Maybe even a little bit adventurous.
It can be, yeah.
I mean, the work environment sounds pretty dynamic.
It is, yeah. You might be in remote locations. You might be out in the field at a dam.
Wow.
You might be in an office or a lab.
So really got to be adaptable.
You do, yeah. You need to be ready for anything.
Now, let's get to the really interesting part.
Okay.
The interview questions.
Yeah.
The interview guide has 10 sample questions we're going to go through,
Okay.
and we're going to dissect them,
Fair.
figure out what the interviewer is really asking,
Yeah.
and how we can answer in the best way.
Perfect.
So the first one,
Okay.
can you explain your experience with hydroelectric power plants?
That's a good one to start with.
It seems pretty straightforward, but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think?
Well, they want to know the depth of your experience.
Okay.
Have you worked on installations, troubleshooting, maintenance?
So really thinking about your past roles.
Yeah, and thinking how that relates to the specific job you're applying for.
Okay.
Like, if the job description really emphasizes turbine maintenance, you really want to highlight those experiences.
It's about tailoring the answer
Absolutely.
to the job.
Yeah, not just giving a generic overview of everything you've done.
You got it.
And be ready for follow-up questions.
Like what?
Well, they might ask you, what were some challenges you faced?
Oh, that's a good one.
Or, how did this experience prepare you for this role?
Okay. Yeah.
And this is where you can really showcase what you know and what your skills are.
I think this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be a game changer.
Yeah, for sure.
It can help tailor your resume and CV to highlight the skills that are most relevant based on the specific job description.
Yeah, it's like having a personal assistant
Oh, wow.
who analyzes the job requirements
Yeah.
to make sure that your application really highlights the best parts.
Okay, cool.
So you stand out.
Next question is, how do you ensure the safety of yourself and others while working in a hydroelectric power plant?
That's a big one.
Yeah, this one feels really important, especially in an environment that can be pretty hazardous.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Well, safety is paramount in this field,
Right.
and the interviewer wants to see that you take it seriously. They
Yeah.
want to know that you're aware of all the protocols, the procedures,
All the best practices.
all of that, yeah.
So how do I show them that I'm a safety-conscious person?
Well, highlight your knowledge of the safety gear.
Like what kind of stuff?
Well, harnesses, helmets,
Yeah.
lockout, ag-out procedures for isolating energy sources
No way.
during maintenance, and how you identify hazards.
So you're really showing that you're not going to be the one causing any accidents.
Right, exactly.
No blackouts.
You got?
And they might ask you,
Yeah.
describe a time you identified a potential safety hazard and what steps you took to address it.
That's a very common one.
Okay.
So have a story ready to go.
All right. Safety check.
Okay, what's next?
Let's get a little more technical.
Okay.
How do you troubleshoot issues with hydroelectric turbines?
Ooh, good one.
I imagine they're looking for someone who can think on their feet,
For sure.
solve problems under pressure.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Well, they're assessing your problem-solving skills, your technical knowledge,
Yeah.
and your ability to really think critically.
So how do I impress them with my answer?
Well, think of it like you're a detective
Okay.
trying to solve a mystery.
All right.
First, you gather all the information.
What are the symptoms? What's the history of the turbine? All that stuff.
Right. Then you start testing components,
Okay.
analyzing the data, and using your knowledge to pinpoint the problem.
Yeah, so I'm showing my analytical skills
Absolutely.
and how I can solve complex problems in a methodical way.
Exactly. And be prepared for follow-up questions.
Ooh. Like what?
Well, like, describe a time you encountered a complex turbine issue and how you resolved it.
So again,
Yeah.
real-life examples are really helpful.
Very helpful.
And you know what can help refine your answers?
What's that?
RoleCatcher's AI feedback feature.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's like having a personal coach
Right.
who analyzes your responses
Yeah.
and helps you improve.
To make them better.
Yeah.
To make sure that your answers are really top-notch.
Before we move on, I want to touch on something from the career guide.
Okay.
It mentions that this job can be physically demanding
Yeah.
and potentially hazardous.
Yeah, that's true.
So being honest about that in the interview is probably pretty key.
It is, yeah, acknowledging the challenges.
Right.
It's showing that you can overcome them.
Yeah.
Shows that you're resilient and that you're genuinely interested in this.
Okay, so you're finding that balance
Yeah.
of being realistic about the job,
Right.
but highlighting your strengths.
You got it.
Okay, let's jump back into the questions.
Right.
Can you explain your experience with hydroelectric generators?
Another good one.
Yeah, this feels like another chance to show off my technical expertise.
It is, but remember, experience can be more than just hands-on work.
Okay.
Have you studied generator designs?
Oh, okay.
Read technical manuals?
That counts.
It does, yeah. Even theoretical knowledge can be valuable
Oh,
if you frame it correctly.
so let's say I'm fresh out of school.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to work on one of these massive hydroelectric generators yet.
Yeah.
How do I answer that question?
Well, you could say something like, while my hands-on experience with hydroelectric generators is still developing, I have a strong foundation in the underlying principles of electromagnetism and rotating magnetic fields.
That's good.
And then you can explain your theoretical knowledge and any projects or research that you've done.
Okay, so you're turning a potential weakness into a strength. What kind of follow-up questions could they ask there?
Well, they might delve into specific generator components, testing procedures, or they might even ask you to compare different generator types.
So again, being prepared is key.
Absolutely.
And RoleCatcher can help us with that
It can.
by identifying the key areas to focus on.
Right.
The AI can analyze the job description
Yeah.
and highlight these specific skills
That
that are most important for this role.
Right. It's like having a personalized study guide for this interview.
Okay, let's do one more question for part one.
Sounds good.
Can you explain your experience with hydroelectric dam construction?
Whoa.
This one sounds like it's for someone with a lot of experience.
Yeah, you're right. This one might target those with more experience
Yeah.
in large-scale projects, but don't be discouraged
Okay.
if you haven't built a dam from scratch.
Okay.
Think about any projects, even smaller ones, where you've worked on system installations
Okay.
within hydropower.
So even installing a small turbine system for a research project or something could be relevant.
Absolutely. You can frame it as demonstrating your understanding of how different systems integrate within a larger hydroelectric structure.
Okay, so even if I don't have years of experience,
Yeah.
I can still showcase my knowledge
You can.
and enthusiasm.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to continue exploring in part 2.
Sounds good.
We'll tackle some more challenging questions, dive a little bit deeper into those career insights
Okay.
from the RoleCatcher Career Guide, and reveal even more ways that RoleCatcher's AI can help you prepare,
Great.
like a pro.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Welcome back.
Oh, I'm ready for more.
All right, let's dive back into those interview questions
Oh,
that
sure.
can really make or break landing that hydropower technician job.
All right, bring on the challenge.
All right, let's test your resourcefulness.
Okay.
How do you handle maintenance and repair of hydroelectric equipment in remote locations?
Oh, wow.
Imagine yourself in the middle of nowhere,
Oh, no.
a broken turbine, limited resources,
Uh-oh.
maybe a bear wandering around.
Okay, this is getting scary.
What's your plan?
That's a little intimidating, even without the bear.
Right.
I'm guessing they're looking for someone who can think on their feet,
Yeah, absolutely.
not afraid of a challenge.
Yeah, they want to see your problem-solving skills, your ability to plan,
Yeah.
and how you handle being under pressure.
Right. All right.
This is where your experience really comes in handy,
Okay.
or even your ability to learn from the experiences of others.
Yeah, that's true. So how do I convince them that I'm the MacGyver of hydropower,
Right.
ready to take on any problem?
You don't need a Swiss Army knife for this one.
Okay.
You want to demonstrate your ability to be resourceful,
Right.
prepared.
Okay.
Maybe share a story about a time you had to improvise a repair
Okay.
with limited tools,
Yeah.
or how you successfully troubleshoot a problem without being able to talk to a supervisor.
Yeah, without that immediate help.
Exactly.
I bet the interview guide has a good sample response for this.
It does. It
What
does.
did it say?
So it says, in a previous role, I was tasked with repairing a faulty sensor at a remote monitoring station. Due to the site's inaccessibility, I had to carefully plan my equipment and anticipate potential challenges. I packed extra tools, spare parts, and even a satellite phone for communication in case I ran into any unexpected issues.
Wow, that response just screams preparedness.
Yeah.
They would feel really confident sending you out to a remote site knowing you could handle it.
Absolutely.
You've got everything covered.
It's not just about fixing the problem. It's about being able to think ahead, anticipate challenges, and take those extra steps to make sure everything is successful.
You know what can help practice telling those stories?
What's that?
RoleCatcher's video practice feature.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You can record yourself answering these questions.
Right.
And get feedback.
On how you're saying it?
Yeah, like your body language.
Exactly.
And how clear you are.
It's like having your own personal coach.
Yeah.
Right there in your pocket, helping you make sure your personality comes through.
And RoleCatcher has a free version,
They do.
so you can try it out.
Yeah, see how it can help you.
Okay, let's do another question.
Yeah.
This one's pretty relevant for today.
Okay.
How do you ensure compliance with environmental regulations in hydroelectric power plants?
Yeah, that's a big one.
This feels like a big one.
It is.
Hydropower is a renewable energy source,
It is.
but it can still have an environmental impact.
That's true.
So I'm guessing they're looking for someone who's aware of those impacts.
They do, yeah. They want to know that you understand.
Yeah.
And you're committed to minimizing them.
It's not just checking boxes.
Right.
It's about understanding that balance between clean energy
Mm-hmm.
and protecting our ecosystems.
Okay, where do I even begin with that answer?
Well-
do I just give them a list of all the regulations?
No, it's about showing you understand
Okay.
the regulations
Yeah.
and how you apply them in
Okay.
real situations.
Yeah. So you could start by mentioning specific permits,
Okay.
water quality standards, or any environmental monitoring protocols that,
But how do I go beyond just listing regulations
All right.
and show that I actually care about this stuff?
We'll share some examples.
Okay.
Have you ever had to implement a new environmental procedure?
Oh, okay.
Or maybe you identified a potential environmental risk and you took steps to fix it?
I'm noticing a theme here.
What's that?
It's all about connecting my knowledge
Right.
to my experiences.
Exactly.
It's not just what I know,
Right.
it's what I've done with it.
Exactly.
Okay, ready for the next one?
All right.
Hit me.
Can you explain your experience with hydroelectric transmission systems?
Oh, boy.
I know transmission systems can seem a little complex.
Yeah.
But don't let that intimidate you.
I have to admit, I just picture those giant towers
Right.
stretching across the landscape. I'm not sure I know enough about the technical details to impress anyone.
Well, remember, the interviewer wants to see that you understand how the power from the plant gets to the grid.
Oh.
You don't have to be a transmission system expert.
All right, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
So even if I haven't worked directly on transmission systems,
Yeah,
I can still demonstrate I know something.
absolutely. Have you studied different transmission line types?
Maybe?
Do you understand how voltage and current flow,
I mean, I know a little bit.
even a little bit, can be valuable?
Okay.
What if they asked about specific technologies or grid regulations?
Yeah, I don't want to get caught off guard.
Well, that's where preparation is key.
Right.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide has some excellent resources on this.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it even mentions the North American Electric Reliability Corporation,
Okay.
NERC.
Wow. RoleCatcher really does have everything.
It does.
It's like a personalized study guide.
It is.
And speaking of personalized, RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your resume and CV to highlight any relevant coursework, projects, or even hobbies
Oh, that's a good idea
that relate to this.
that you might not think about.
Yeah,
It's all about presenting yourself in the best way.
I like it.
Speaking of shining brightly, let's tackle this one.
Okay.
How do you ensure the reliability of hydroelectric power plants?
Ooh, this sounds like a question for a seasoned pro.
You're right.
I'm not exactly managing a power plant yet.
Yeah.
How do I approach this?
Well, remember, reliability is a concept
Yeah.
that applies no matter how much experience you have.
Okay.
Think about all the systems and processes
Yeah.
that contribute to reliability.
Okay.
Have you been involved in preventative maintenance,
Oh, maybe.
where you're inspecting and servicing equipment to prevent failures?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or maybe you help implement a new monitoring system
That makes sense.
so you can detect problems before they become big problems?
So I understand how important those proactive measures are,
Exactly.
even if I'm not in charge.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to mention your commitment to learning and staying up to date on all the latest technologies.
Yeah.
This shows you're dedicated to making sure those hydropower systems are reliable.
Okay, so even if I don't have tons of experience, I can still demonstrate that I get it.
Absolutely.
And keep those turbines spinning.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what else demonstrates dedication?
What's that?
Preparation.
Okay.
That's what we'll focus on in part 3.
Sounds good.
We'll wrap it up with some final tips.
Okay.
Strategies to help you walk into that interview feeling confident and prepared.
Awesome. I can't wait.
We'll see you soon.
Okay, we're back
We are.
for the final part
The final stretch
of our journey to
That's right.
Hydropower Technician interview success.
I hope you're feeling ready.
I have to say, I'm feeling way more prepared after going through all these questions.
That's great to hear. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
Yeah.
From figuring out those tough questions to the nuances of the job itself.
And of course, let's not forget our secret weapon.
I know what you're going to say.
RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools.
They've been great.
They're fantastic.
That's been like our guide through this whole thing.
Absolutely.
Helping us understand the role, tailor our answers,
Yeah.
even practice how we say it.
That's right.
But before we wrap up and send our listener off to crush that interview,
That's right.
what are some final pieces of advice we can give?
Well, let's go back to the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Okay.
Remember that section on career stages?
Yeah, the one that outlines how you can progress.
Right, from entry level all the way up to lead technician.
It shows how the job changes
Yeah, how the responsibilities grow.
as you get more experience.
Yeah, exactly.
But how does that help with the interview?
Well, it helps you tailor your answers to the specific level you're applying for.
Okay.
If you're an entry-level candidate, you might focus on,
Yeah.
your willingness to learn,
Right.
your basic knowledge.
I'm ready to learn.
Hit the ground running.
That's it.
But if I'm going for a lead technician role, I want to show off my leadership skills,
Exactly.
my experience,
Right.
maybe mentoring others.
It's about matching your answers
Okay.
to the expectations.
So I'm showing that I understand what's required at that
Did-
level.
And remember, the career guide has those example profiles
Oh, right.
for each stage.
Yeah, with real examples of people
Yeah.
working in hydropower.
Right, so you can get a sense of the skills and experience they're looking for.
It's like, see what it really takes to make it.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about RoleCatcher one last time.
Okay.
We've talked about how it can help tailor your resume,
Mm-hmm.
but it can also help you prepare for the actual interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about the video practice feature,
Right.
where you can record yourself answering questions
Mm-hmm.
and get feedback.
And it's not just about how you say things,
Whoa, okay.
but what you say as well.
That makes sense.
Yep. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze what you're saying
Okay.
and suggest ways to improve it.
Wow.
Make sure it's clear, concise, and fits the specific job.
So it's like having a personal coach
It really is.
that never sleeps.
That's right.
And it can even point out when I'm using words the interviewer might not know.
Yeah, all those technical terms.
It's amazing.
It's a fantastic tool.
So RoleCatcher helps you refine your answers,
It does.
practice your delivery, and make sure you look good.
That's right.
And you know what else can help you stand out?
What's that?
Passion.
Yeah,
Passion.
it's so important.
I mean, I know that's important in any job,
It is.
but especially here.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, interviewers aren't just looking for someone who can do the job.
Okay.
They want someone who's excited about it,
Oh, I see.
who's ready to learn and grow in this field.
So they want someone who's going to bring energy to the team.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to show them this isn't just a job for me.
That's right.
This is something I really care about.
Exactly. Let your enthusiasm shine through.
How do I do that?
Talk about what got you interested in hydropower,
Okay.
what excites you about it,
Yeah.
what you hope to achieve in your career.
So I can talk about, my interest in renewable energy,
That's a good one.
wanting to make a difference.
Yeah, share those personal connections.
Right.
Talk about projects or experiences that you've had.
Yeah, that made me realize this is what I want to do.
That's it. Let them see that spark.
And those example profiles from the career guide can be really helpful here.
Yeah, absolutely.
They show the stories of real people.
Yeah, and what motivates them.
So I can use that to figure out how to express my own passion
You're the great idea.
and connect with the interviewers on a personal level.
Exactly.
This has been amazing.
It has.
I feel like I'm ready to go get that job.
I think you are, and I think our listener is too.
We covered so much,
We did.
from understanding the role to crafting the perfect answers.
And how to use AI to our advantage.
So to our listener out there, remember, everything we talked about today.
Yeah, embrace the challenge.
Showcase your skills, let your passion shine through.
And check out RoleCatcher.
It's an amazing resource.
It is.
We're rooting for you.
Good luck!
And remember,
The future of clean energy
is in your hands.